Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another car video. Being a Don. You know what, man? Well, first, just to let you know, for those who might not be hip to it, and plus I don't know, sometimes all slang ain't universal. A Don is just that thorough dude. It's usually used in the streets. He's just that thorough ass dude. Just like it's kind of opposite of a diva. In fact, there's a magazine, Don Diva magazine, for people into that street life, right? But just being a Don, other words you can use is like alpha male. That's how they might call it in the streets. I know where I grew up, it was just called being a thorough dude, right? And it's about really that type of cat who can deal with shit on all levels. Like the Don was thorough. Like I remember, I talked about this in a video a while ago. It used to be this t-shirt I saw years ago, and when I talked about it the first time, this cat out of Ohio said, yeah, we had them around here. It was called Main Man, right? And Main Man was thorough. Main Man could get that money. He could dunk a basketball, be stroking a fine woman and stuff, right? Being a Don is just being that dude hitting on all levels. Even Tariq Nasheed in his books, he called that dude the urban renaissance man. Because ultimately, even though we can divide men into these categories, women want that type of dude who can hit on all levels. That's really the reason they cheat. You gotta excuse the heat. I gotta blast the heat real quick up in this joint, because you're gonna hear it on here. So hold on. I don't want to keep it on too long though, right? Usually just need to blast it a little bit, because the engine, you get that engine heat and stuff. So that's usually good enough, right? Yeah, it works very well. But yeah, that would Tariq Nasheed talked about the urban renaissance man. And see, when you talk about women and the things they want, they want the guy who's going to knock them out, right? Knock them out in the bedroom, right? They want the guy who got some money. They want the man who got at least a little bit of sensitivity. It's not bad depending on how you use it, right? Ain't nothing wrong with getting your woman flowers or something after she's shown herself to be cooperative. Take her out, treat her nice and shit, right? Hell, even a pimp will do that, right? And then have that kind of slickness about life, intelligence about life and whatnot. Damn, I got an audience of birds up here. Damn, they want some game too. Sitting in this bush across from where I'm parked. They want some game. They sitting up there, yeah, Ron laces with that shit. Yeah, so, and I was thinking about it though. I know there's a big debate of whether or not game has changed. I would say the basic premise of it, getting women really hasn't. But I think what's happened is people kind of lost that thing about being thorough. I do think that has changed. I'll give you that one. Because I remember coming up, right? Just by the nature of the neighborhood you grew up in, like just the culture, you had to be thorough if you want to even think about getting a woman. It wasn't no like, oh, you just a sexy dude and you get women. That happened. But if you really wanted, I say it like this, if you wanted quality, like real quality and real respect, because a lot of dudes who do, they can get some, they can get some women just based on their dicks and shit. A lot of women don't respect them. And then a whole lot of them get to the point where, that shit's cool when they like 25, but then when they 45 and still being seen like that, they don't like it. And it's fucked up. So, because ultimately, like I said, the man who's really going to intrigue women is the one who's going to be hitting on all cylinders. Like I said, what I was about to say, when I grew up, it was like you had to have a lot of aspects of the game, right? You had to be able to talk to a woman. Even though ifs, ands, and buts. You got clowned if you couldn't at least have a conversation. You had, or what they called a rap. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. Even if you wasn't getting anything, you had to have a basic conversation with a woman, right? And I do mean basic conversation, right? Like that was just a given, or you got clowned. You had to be able to dress decently or you got clowned. You had to be able to hold your own in a fight. That don't mean you had to be like some boxing champion or something. But even if you got your ass whipped in a fight, the thing that you would be judged on is not that you got your ass whipped. In fact, sometimes you got your ass whipped by somebody and that same dude got your back for life after them. That's how you got a lot of respect for people. Seriously. That's just how it was. But you had to stand up. You had to be able to hold your own in a fight. You used to have to be able to, everybody, it wasn't like it is now. Everybody like talking about their video games and stuff. Everybody had to be good at least at one sport. Not even passable, but just good at least one sport. You didn't have to be a superstar ready to go to like some pro league, but you had to be able to hold your own. I remember my uncle said coming up, you had to at least be able to, have a good jumper. They had to play ball well or something, And then maybe add to it maybe some type of talent. I remember in high school, I was an actor. I was acting in plays and stuff. So you had to be more well-rounded. And that's still the case. That's really still the case. Only what's happening now, people don't develop it as well. Like in sports. Right now, nobody has to really be good at sports if they even playing. It used to be like a high school team, a regular high school probably had about 200 dudes go out for football. Now you got high schools now, they got to scramble to get some people now. Shoot, or ball, except for just a really talented, because it's gotten to that point, it's just real top heavy. People ain't just playing anything anymore. A lot of dudes out here, some dudes still try to fight, I give them that, but it ain't like it used to be. Like everybody just had some type of thorough ass game and whatnot, right? They could throw their hands, hold themselves up. Hell, I get grown ass men now afraid to go through like bad neighborhoods now. They so worried and shit. But that was all part of it because, one part of a woman's nature is she want to know that the man she with can lay out her body if necessary. It is what it is. But, at the same time, it's like people have gotten so into themselves, into their phones and everything. We don't have it, but that still works. That's why cats like myself and, cats who grew up in that culture can still get attention from women. Because even like the most cold-blooded thugs, man, most cold-blooded, they can still, dress well. They still could talk to a woman. You can even see the difference. They talking to like cats on the street, on the block one way, but then, that voice intonation change up with the woman. But you had to be, and that's still the game. Like, it's funny, right? You get people who talk about pimps and, they look up to pimps, but the Don, or the thorough dude, Mac, whatever you wanted to use, well, Mac was really a pimping too. I'll say the Don, because the difference between a Don, a thorough dude, and a pimp was one managed women and the other one he just fucked. He wasn't necessarily a player either. Because another aspect of that is if you got all that going on, you might not be inclined to chase a bunch of women, because if you were thorough like that, you got the best women. See, that's another aspect of the game. I talked about that on my Patreon. Y'all need to check that out, and I talk about it on my subscription site. That's another aspect of the game. You just, you want to be thorough. That way, you can ask for the best women. Because could you imagine somebody who got it going on all those levels taking some subpar woman who's like giving them hell? No, it don't compute. And it ain't gonna happen. See, that's the thing. It's quality over quantity. That's when you're done. That's when you a boss player. Like, it's cracked me up when I hear some people, some young men who really ain't getting it like that. They think some dudes at the top are just sitting around just fucking like crazy. They say, no, if you ain't controlling your dick like that, you ain't really a Don or thorough. You weak, because after a while you serving a woman's needs. They ain't serving yours. Because if you just that, first of all, at some point the woman just dismiss you when she wants something more serious. Nah, the Don, being a Don, that's when your ass is just, you got women lined up. You got them lined up, but you don't necessarily fuck them, right? And I'm kind of rambling a little bit, man, but this is actually a deeper subject, man, because it's not just like some tactics or anything, man. It's a way of life, a way of being, man. See, that's one thing about the Don. The Don ain't about just you know, on some more, I'm gonna go out here and meet these women, I'm gonna mac all these women. If you're a Don, dude, shit, you handling business though, man. You just chilling. Women coming to you, man. And I'll argue that with anybody, man. If you chasing women too much, if you chasing too much and gotta approach too much, you ain't the man. Because women by nature always look to seduce a man, which means she trying to get your attention. So if you constantly gotta be in a state where you going after the woman, well, shit, you got work to do. But you a Don, shit, they trying to seduce you. They scheming at you. And that shit, and so let me be clear about it, because I know some people get caught up in looks, money. They say, well, if I had money or if I got status. Nah, if you a Don, you got to have a little bit of everything. You don't necessarily have to be like the best thing in everything. You don't have to be the most handsome or the most money, but you got to be clicking on all cylinders. In fact, that's actually in my book, Nice Guys and Players. See, I talk about the 4 main categories of men. I don't talk about, but I also got a 5th category, which is what a man becomes when he evolves out of those other 4. And that's the real man. And that's one of the few regrets I have even putting it in the book. Because a lot of dudes read that and say, I'm a real man, but you know what? They ain't clicking. They ain't getting any women. They don't have that charisma. They can't throw hands. And they say they're a real man because, well, you know what? They're a good citizen. But they also the same person who wouldn't stand up when it comes time to stand up. So how you a real man? That's why, you know, I kind of regret putting that in there, because as some guys, instead of being honest, they lie to themselves. But if you thorough on all of those things, I'm going to tell you what. If you truly thorough, I don't care what you think about women. I don't care what you think, because a lot of dudes think something's wrong with the women and all of that. But reality is, the more thorough you are, the more you can click on those cylinders, the more it's going to be reflected in the women trying to get at you. And I know, you know, I stand up for positive dudes and stuff, but all of us, regardless of where we at, got something to work on. Because if you're not, you know, if shit just ain't working the way you want, there's always something extra you could do. Like a lot of the positive dudes, and I know I stand up for dudes doing the right thing, but at the same time, there's a part of you that needs to let that beast out. You need to have that edge. You need to be willing to smack the shit out of somebody. You know? And then some of the people want that pure player thing. You know, there's a lot of players out there, shoot, they broke. They can't make money. They still got to handle their business. So every single person got something to work on. They're just different things. They ain't the same thing, right? So you want to be that thorough cat who got it on all cylinders. That's the key. That's the game right there. Because see, here's the deep thing, right? If you got it on all cylinders, you don't have to worry about tactics, or you don't have to run game or anything, right? You don't have to do all of that. All right? You don't have to do all that, man. It be to the point you can literally go stand in the corner. Because if you walking like that, you confident, you holding your head high, your very aura is going to tell women, shit, I'm a thorough ass motherfucker. They're going to be like, damn, who that? And this will get past, like I said, if you ain't looking movie star handsome, this will get you past it. Because here's the thing, you're going to walk with confidence, you're going to speak with confidence, you're going to look somebody in the eye with confidence. You know? And plus, if you got money in your pocket, you can't help but be confident. Because that's the real purpose of money any damn way. It ain't to impress the women. It's so you can have power over your own life. So you got all that. And then if you got the intellect, and when I say intellect, that don't mean you know somebody of knowledge. It means you're smart on how to get through life. And then you still got that sensitive part, because trust me, if you get kids, especially a baby girl, I've seen some of the deadliest thugs, they get that baby girl and they right up there at tea time, got that thumb up and everything, drinking that shit. Ain't nothing wrong with it, just you gotta just be careful, and like depending on how you You put it out there and shit, right? But that's all to me. That's it. That's it. And that's always been what I've been about, man. That's why, like, sometimes people ask me about some tactic or, what can they say to a woman or something like that. I'll say, dude, you got to develop yourself all the way around, man. You got to develop yourself all the way around. There ain't no shortcuts. People try shortcuts and they don't make it. So anyway, right, that's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and get my workout on. Brother got to keep his weight down. Anyway, peace.